Charles is saving up for a bicycle that costs £120. He saves 50p every day. How much money will Charles save in 2 weeks? Well, we know that 2 weeks is 14 days, and if he's saving 50p every day, we need to multiply that by 50. Now, 14 times 0 is 0, so rather than doing a first line of zeros for our 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, let's put the 0 placeholder in and just multiply 14 by 5. Now 4 times 5 is 20, 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7, so Charles will save 700p in 2 weeks, and we can convert that to pounds by dividing by 100, which means he saves £7 in 2 weeks. How many days must Charles save before he has enough money to buy the bicycle? Well, £120 is how much the bicycle costs, and if we convert that to pence, we multiply by 100, so he needs to save 12,000 pence, and he's saving 50p every day, so let's divide 12,000 by 50. Now 1 divided by 50, 0 remainder 1, 12 divided by 50, 0 remainder 12. Now 120 divided by 50 is 2 remainder 20, because 2 times 50 is 100, and then we have 20 left over. 200 divided by 50 is 4, 0 divided by 50 is 0, so Charles must save for 240 days so that he's got enough money to buy the bicycle. A car can travel a distance of 100 kilometers with 12 litres of petrol. Calculate the amount of petrol used per kilometre. Show your answer in millilitres. So we know that 1 litre is 1000 millilitres, which means that 12 litres is 12,000 millilitres. Now, they've given us how much petrol, so that's how much petrol it takes to travel 100 kilometres. So if we want to know how much it takes to travel 1 kilometre, we need to divide that number by 100. Now 12,000 divided by 100 is 120, so we need 120 millilitres to travel 1 kilometre. And so dividing by 100, remember the digits move 2 places to the right on our place value column, and that gives us our answer, 120 millilitres. But now we want to know, to travel a distance of 73 kilometres, how much petrol is needed. So if to travel 1 kilometre it takes 120 millilitres, we need to multiply that by 73, and that will tell us how much is needed for 73 kilometres. 0 times 3 is 0, 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now to multiply by 70, we can put our 0 placeholder in and then multiply by 7. So 0 times 7 is 0, 2 times 7 is 14, and 1 times 7 is 7, plus 1 is 8. Now if we add those together, we have 0, 6, 7, 8. So we need 8,760 millilitres of petrol to travel 73 kilometres. So if instead the car travelled 134 kilometres, how much petrol would be used? Show your answer in millilitres. So we know that 100 kilometres uses 12 litres of petrol, and because we're showing our answer in millilitres, let's think of that as 12,000 millilitres. So if we divide by 100, that will tell us how much, like we did in the last question, petrol is needed for 1 kilometre. So 120 millilitres is needed for 1 kilometre. So now we could multiply 120 by 134 to find the total amount of petrol needed for that journey. But as we already know how much 100 kilometres uses, let's instead work out how much petrol is needed for 34 kilometres, and then we can add our answer to 12,000. So if we do 120 times 34, that will tell us how much 34 kilometres uses. So 0 times 4 is 0, 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 times 4 is 4. Now to multiply by that 3 digits, we can put a 0 in our ones column. Now 0 times 3 is 0, 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 times 3 is 3. So to add those up, 0 plus 0 is 0, 8 plus 0 is 8, 4 plus 6 is 10, so that 1 digit moves into the next place value column along, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So 34 kilometres uses 4,080 millilitres, 100 kilometres uses 12,000 millilitres. So to work out how many millilitres are used for 134 kilometres, we need to add those two together. So let's add 12,000 and 4,080. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 8 is 8, 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So that tells us that if the car travelled 134 kilometres, we would need 16,080 millilitres of petrol.